When I tried to correct my stepdaughter, my wife stepped in. Did I go too far? Ever tried to teach a lesson, but found yourself tangled in a web of family drama? When I stepped in to correct my stepdaughter, my wife's reaction flipped everything upside down. Was I being a dad or a dictator? Did I cross a line? Find out what happened next.
Hey, story lover. Welcome to the Narrative Hub, Reddit Stories. Believe me, this adventure gets wild, but it's only epic with you. Seriously, you make this possible. Want more stories? Greater adventure? Smash subscribe right now. Smash like. Comment below. Let's go.
Look, I need to tell you something that's been eating at me for weeks. And I'm warning you now, this isn't going to be pretty. This is about the night I thought I was being a responsible parent, but instead I might have just blown up my entire family. 3 years. That's how long I'd been walking on eggshells in my own home. 3 years of biting my tongue every time 16-year-old Emma rolled her eyes. Every time she talked back to her mother. Every time she treated our house like a hotel with maid service. My wife Stephanie, she'd just watch. Sometimes she'd give Emma a gentle, "Honey, please." But that was it. No consequences. No follow-through. Just watching her daughter slowly turn into someone I barely recognized. But here's the thing. I love this kid. When Stephanie and I got married, Emma was 13, still had that spark in her eyes. She'd ask me to help with homework. We'd watch movies together. She even called me dad a few times when she forgot herself. Now, now she looked right through me like I was furniture. It was a Tuesday, man. Why is it always a Tuesday when your life implodes? We're sitting at dinner, and Emma's on her phone. Again, Stephanie's trying to tell us about her day, and Emma just interrupts her. "Mom, can you drive me to Chloe's? I need to borrow her chemistry notes because I didn't write anything down in class today." Not "excuse me." Not "sorry to interrupt." Just a demand, delivered while scrolling through TikTok. Stephanie stops mid-sentence about her presentation at work. "Emma, I was speaking." "Yeah, but this is important. So can you or not?" The disrespect hit me like a slap. This wasn't just teenage attitude anymore. This was systematic dismissal of her mother, right in front of me, with zero consequences. I felt something snap inside my chest. The one word that started a war. "Hey," my voice came out sharper than I intended. "Put the phone down and apologize to your mother." Emma looked up, genuinely surprised, like she'd forgotten I could speak. "What?" "You interrupted her. You're being disrespectful. Apologize." The silence that followed felt like the air being sucked out of the room. Stephanie's fork clinked against her plate. Emma's phone screen went dark. "She doesn't have to," Stephanie started. "Yes, she does." I didn't break eye contact with Emma. "In this house, we treat each other with respect. That includes your mother." Emma's face went through about 5 different expressions in 2 seconds. Confusion, anger, and then something that looked almost like testing. "She's not even that upset about it." Wrong answer. That's not the point. The point is. The point is you're not my dad. There it was. The words that had been hanging in the air for months, finally spoken out loud. "Emma." Stephanie's voice cracked like a whip. But Emma was just getting started. "No, Mom, it's true. He thinks he can just waltz in here and tell me what to do. He's been here 3 years and thinks he knows everything about our family." My hands were shaking. Not from anger, from hurt. Pure, gut-wrenching hurt. "I've been here for you," I said, my voice barely steady. "Every soccer practice, every parent-teacher conference, every night you needed help with math homework. I've been here. Nobody asked you to." That's when Stephanie stood up, so fast her chair scraped against the floor. "Enough. Both of you, enough." She turned to me, and I saw something in her eyes I'd never seen before. Not anger. Disappointment. "Michael, she's right. You're not her father." The words hit me like a physical blow. Because coming from Stephanie, the woman who'd asked me to be a father figure, who'd told me Emma needed a strong male role model, they felt like a betrayal. "I'm not her father," I said slowly, "but I'm your husband. And I just watched our daughter completely disrespect you, and you're defending her behavior." "I'm protecting her." From what? From learning basic decency. Stephanie's face went white. from you acting like her father when you're not. The kitchery went dead silent. Emma was staring at both of us like she was watching a car accident. That's when it hit me, the real truth behind this explosion. This wasn't about respect or discipline or even Emma's attitude. This was about boundaries I didn't even know existed. The 3-year lie. So for 3 years, I said, my voice barely above a whisper, you've been asking me to step up, be involved, help with parenting. But the moment I actually try to parent, I'm overstepping? Stephanie's eyes filled with tears. That's not. No, that's exactly what this is. I looked at Emma, who was suddenly very interested in her napkin. You want me to be a dad when it's convenient. When you need someone to drive to practice or help with homework or pay for things. But the moment I try to actually guide her behavior, I'm just the stepfather who needs to stay in his lane. The truth of it settled over the room like smoke. The choice that split everything. Stephanie wiped her eyes. Michael, you don't understand the dynamic. Then explain it to me. Because from where I'm sitting, I've been raising a child who doesn't respect her mother, and when I try to correct that, I'm the bad guy. Emma finally spoke up, her voice smaller than before. I do respect Mom. I turned to her. Emma, you just interrupted her, dismissed her feelings, and made demands without saying please or thank you. If that's respect in this house, then I clearly don't understand the rules. That's when Stephanie dropped the bombshell that changed everything. Maybe you don't. 3 words that ended my marriage as I knew it. The aftermath that nobody saw coming. Emma started crying. Not angry tears, the kind of crying that comes from watching your family tear itself apart in real time. This is my fault, she whispered. And suddenly, I realized what I'd done. In trying to teach her respect, I'd put her in the middle of a war between her mother and stepfather. I'd made her choose sides when she was just a kid trying to figure out where she fit. The worst part? She was right. This was about more than one dinner conversation. This was about 3 years of unspoken expectations, unclear boundaries, and a family trying to figure out roles that nobody had bothered to define. The question that keeps me awake. Here's what I can't stop thinking about. Was I wrong? Emma needed guidance. Stephanie needed support. I needed to know where I stood in my own family. But in trying to fix all of that in one moment, I might have broken everything. Where we stand now. It's been 3 weeks since that dinner. Stephanie and I are in counseling. Emma and I had a long talk where she told me she actually did want me to care about her behavior. She just didn't know how to handle it when I did. The house feels different now. Conversations happen that didn't happen before. Boundaries exist that didn't exist before. And somehow, Emma's attitude has improved, even though, or maybe because, we're all being more honest about what we expect from each other. The truth nobody wants to admit. Here's what I learned. Step parenting is a minefield, and every family has to navigate it differently. What looks like overstepping to one person looks like abandonment to another. Stephanie thought she was protecting Emma from feeling like she had to accept a new father. Emma thought she was protecting herself from getting attached to someone who might leave. And I thought I was protecting the family from dysfunction. We were all right. We were all wrong. The final verdict. Did I go too far that night? Maybe. Did I cross a line? Probably. But here's what I know for certain. Staying silent and letting disrespect continue wasn't protecting anyone. It was just enabling a dynamic that was slowly poisoning our family. The explosion was inevitable. The question was whether it would destroy us or force us to finally build something stronger. So tell me, what would you have done? When do you step up, and when do you step back? Where's the line between parenting and overstepping? Because 3 years into this step-parent life, I'm still figuring it out. And maybe that's exactly where I'm supposed to be.